Porn stars of Reddit whose family or friends have found your work. What happened? My roommate's one and only porn she did is very searchable. Don't ask me what it is, I don't want to see it. A friend of mine she didn't know came over and immediately recognized her and called her by stage name. Cue awkwardness. One of my friends is constantly getting asked by people, "Do I know you?" He'll reply with, "Oh, probably, I used to do porn." He really didn't, but the look on people's faces were priceless. I am very guilty of this, lol. Been using that line for almost a decade. The looks people give are phenomenal, and I've found it's a good icebreaker. Really lightens up the tone. Not exactly a porn star, but a picture from a porn subreddit showed up on my front page. Looked at it, and it was without a doubt a girl I knew in high school, but we hardly talked. I ended up DMing her on Instagram and telling her that her nude might have been leaked and sent her the link. She thanked me, and the next day her boyfriend messaged me, thanking me for telling her, and they were taking legal action. What about those people who do porn shoots while pregnant? There is some kid on Reddit that started in a porn with their mom and they don't even know it yet. I once asked a sex worker who has somewhat of an inescapable Reddit presence what happens when she has a kid. She said she just tell her kid, not verbatim, "Kid, be careful on the internet. There are some pictures of mommy you probably don't want to see." Interesting. I'm not sure how the kid would follow this advice. Searching for porn but not with my mom is unlikely to help. He kept his life searching insert something minus mom on porn websites. Had a family member announce her porn career to the family herself and ask for everyone's support. Needless to say, it did not go well. For those saying the family should have been more sympathetic, know this. She was a grown woman who had a daughter on the other side of the country that she abandoned for her career and who was raised by her father. So, no, the family was not okay with the news. I want to know what was going through their minds. Well, she was and always has been a little crazy. She sent an email with a link to her personal site to family members. Not to any children in the family, mind you. How do you ask for everyone's support? Go watch my videos and give it thumbs up? Male porn actor here. I had a group of friends I've been fairly close with for a couple of years. One day, one of them texted me on FB saying we needed to talk and it was urgent. I had a pretty good idea what was up. He let me know that the group had found out about me being in porn and were talking about it behind my back. He thought that wasn't cool, so he wanted to let me know what was happening. He also said he personally didn't care, but other people did. I thanked him and reached out to another group member. Offered to talk in person about it, but he simply said he wasn't interested and he thought I was stupid for doing something that would damage my social reputation. I then noticed most of the others had quietly defriended me on Facebook. I lost the friendship with the guy who gave me heads up as well. He's still a part of that group, and I didn't want to make things difficult or awkward for him. Now I'm kinda like, fuck those guys, but for a while it kinda hurt. We had been friends and yet they gossiped behind my back and didn't even bother listening to my side of the story. I know they watch porn regularly, we talked about it occasionally and shared favorites. I feel like, so you can watch it and enjoy it, but no respect for the people in it? True friends would be supportive regardless. True friends would bug you for introduction to co-stars. Not porn, but I stripped for a bit and my ex came in with a bachelor party. He felt like a king. I thought about stripping, but then I realized as a server, I had enough creepy guys hitting on me and making remarks about how young I look. I knew I couldn't handle the gross feeling, knowing I'd probably attracted a lot of pedos getting their legal fix. I'm almost 21 and still look from 16 to 18 depending on how I do my makeup. Same reason I'm having a hard time coming around to the idea of OnlyFans. Lol, I kind of did the opposite. I was a server and service industry food worker for years. Figured if I was going to be sexually harassed, I might as well get paid for it. I had a career when I went in though, and am now happily still in the career, with no harassment 6 years later. Once stumbled across a video of a girl I worked with, and we were all quite close. When we were alone, I asked her if she'd ever made a video, and she asked why. I told her I had stumbled across a video that looked remarkably like her. She looked at that and laughed, saying she had forgotten making that in college. But it was her, because, well, I had opportunity to confirm the birthmark. Two-step plan to brag about having sex. Efficient, I like it. Using my throwaway for this. Not exactly, but close. Many years ago, I had a friend girl that I met. She was cool and she and I hung out pretty frequently. At the time, I had a GF and wasn't looking for anything else. Eventually, the GF and I broke up. This other girl, A, and I became even better friends. Nothing happened sexually at all. I ended up setting her up with my roommate. He treated her like dirt, and after 2 or 3 months, they broke up. The girl was gorgeous, had a great personality, but for whatever reason, I just didn't see her like that. We remained great friends for a year or two before drifting apart a bit. Fast forward to maybe a year ago, and I see a porn video on Reddit. Click it and no shit, it's her in this threesome video with another couple. 100% positive. I wanted to ask her, hey, do you know you're on Pornhub? But didn't know how to go about it. I texted her just filling out the situation, and she told me in the last 2 years or so since we talked that she'd gotten pregnant, gotten married and had a kid. And then, a text or two later, she asked me if I could find her a variety of pills. When I told her pills weren't really my thing, she got very combative and argumentative. We quit texting that day, and she texted back the next day, apologizing for her behavior before again asking for pills, then getting combative again when I told her I didn't know where to get pills. This went on for a couple of days before I quit responding. Eventually, I looked her up and found where her husband had served time in prison for raping a 6-year-old, as well as armed robbery. So, never had the chance to talk to her about it, but it sounds like pills made her do crazy things. To answer and clear up a few things. She had always been clear she liked me. Right after my roommate and her broke up, I went and saw her and she asked once again about the possibility of us, and I told her I just didn't see her like a JF. It was at that point we drifted apart. We probably didn't talk for 7 or 8 years until I texted her about the video. She has since texted maybe 3 times in the last year. It will be just something like Oxys or Xans and nothing else. I'm not sure if she knows or not, although there is no doubt she knew she was being recorded. I'm a best friend of a porn star. We met in grad school actually, and we look like polar opposites. He is covered in tattoos and into the occult and stuff. I have very few visible tattoos and look nothing like my personality. We became instant friends and study buddies, attached at the hip. Early in our friendship, when we started adding each other on social media, and I noticed something was different about him online, but I didn't think twice about it, because my online personality is pretty different than grad school personality. But he'd post some provocative picture with his partner, but me being me, didn't think anything of it, even though a mutual friend kept pushing me to ask him what his deal was, but I never did. One day, he accidentally sent me an email from his work account, which had his stage name. He kinda freaked out thinking I'd freak out, and tried to explain it away. We had a started date the next day, and he told me about his side career with his partner, and admitted he thought I would have been judgmental about him and his lifestyle, but I honestly didn't care. After that, he'd share everything with me about shoots and getting tested, etc., etc. I've only looked him up once, and he does some hardcore stuff, but as long as he's healthy and safe and happy doing what he's doing, he knows I got his back, because he's always had mine. The most awkward thing was accidentally coming across one of his video, because yours truly has some kinky kinks, and his video came up. His friendship is invaluable, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. In my daily internet journey of finding good porn, I stumbled on a solo video of a girl who looked familiar and I just couldn't place her. I see her the next day at the gym, and I kid you not, I just realized I have been seeing her for almost over a year in that gym. I have never actually spoken to her or made contact, but damn, she's so hot. Maybe she will get stuck under the bed or doing laundry and you'll be able to get her unstuck with the power of your cock. I mute the porn of this, but I assume that's the plot. When you have sex, you start to sweat a lot, meaning that fucking them will get them all sweaty, so they can sleep out. For my 21st birthday, my friends kidnapped me and took me to a strip club. They knew I was in a committed relationship and would be uncomfortable, so my bidet was their excuse to go. Keep in mind, I lived in a military town, so clubs were everywhere. We walk in, and the first person we see on the pole was a girl we graduated with. She immediately made eye contact with us, paused, and then just kept doing her thing. She then saw it as an opportunity to do more lap dances and talked three friends into one. 2 dances later, another girl we went to school with, grade lower, walked out on stage. Weirdest reunion ever. A friend did some paid intimate shoot for a random guy she met online, depicting some weird fetish stuff. A few years later, some guys in a circle found the pics in Is Anyone Up? The whole town heard about it. She was an almost celebrity for a month, more for the weird kind of pictures they were than for being naked. And that's it. Click that like button if you liked the video, and subscribe for even more interesting Reddit topics. Also, you can check out our other videos on our channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.